Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live. Just give me a second to get everything working over here, and we will get it rocking. How's everybody doing tonight? All right, perfect. Listen, if you join the live chat, remember when you come in to press that like button. The like button helps a lot. I'm going to have to probably go over this every week. The like button is a good thing because it has YouTube send this to other people so that they can come and join us as well. We get some strangers up in here. Anyways, we are going to start this off right away. We got 7 viewers. This is great. Happy Batman Day. All right. Yay. It's Batman Day. It's not his birthday, though, because apparently there's 2 Batman days. I'm joined by Baz. Baz is back with us. How was your trip, Baz?
Awesome. I am now in Miami, Florida.
Nice. How was the trip down? Was safe? I get you got all your stuff, your collectibles are with you, and you're all set to go, right?
Oh, it was such a pain in the ass to bring all that shit down. Like 17 long boxes of comic books, a lot of hardcovers and trades. Holy shit, it was heavy.
Oh man, that's crazy. That sounds pretty insane.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. It took me 3 days to get down here. Made that's 2 right, stops, though. Slept over.
You took your time.
Virginia and Georgia.
Oh, nice. How was seeing the East Coast on the way down?
I saw a lot of Waffle Houses.
Denny's?
And I almost crashed it. No, I almost crashed into a truck looking at this place called South of the Border. You hear of it?
I heard of South of the Border.
It's like a giant, Mexican-themed Great Adventures.
Oh, nice. Did you go in?
Yeah, it was kind of... No, I didn't go. I was like, what the fuck is this? Casa Bonita? You ever see Casa... You ever see that South Park episode with Cartman?
Yeah, of course, bro. Yay!
With Casa Yeah, that's what it looked like, Casa Bonita. So, yeah, I was like, what the hell is this? I saw this giant sombrero on this giant tower. It's at South of the Border. And it just looked like Great Adventures for Mexican people. It was awesome. I'm so going there.
That's awesome. Yes. Yay. 1 second, Baz. Yay Toys Plus. This is a Kenner Michael Keaton Batman that came with the custom coupe. Yeah, you put the armor on him and stuff. Yes, that is an old school Michael Keaton to go along with the Hot Toy one. Go ahead, Baz.
Yeah, word.
So it's Batman Day. I hope everybody celebrated. I said before there was 2 Batman days. Batman's anniversary date is actually in May. That in 1939, the first Detective Comics came out. Detective 27, well, the first Detective 27, first appearance of Batman was in May. That's the like Batman's birthday. But for some reason, we celebrate Batman Day also in September. This is like the Valentine's Day of Batman days, the September one, where like we got to get everybody to the comic shops and to go on Vudu and purchase movies they already have and put everything Batman on sale to kind of cause an explosion in the pop culture world. So this is the unnecessary Batman Day, but every day should be Batman Day. So it's never unnecessary.
Why did they pick September 15th? Do you have any clue?
I have absolutely no idea. Like I said, I think this is like the Valentine's Day of Batman days, and that it's like a not unnecessary holiday. Like if the official Batman Day, if you wanted to celebrate Batman Day, it's in May. But for some reason last year, Mezco came out with like this special Batman figure, not this one, but this one in all black, and it was to celebrate Detective Comics 27. And not just because of that, because this Batman Day thing's been going on for a while, but it was like a big thing in the collector community where everyone thought they were going to release a new figure today, or like release a new pre-order of a previously announced Batman figure, which they didn't. So they dropped the ball on that because there was a big uproar, like, where the hell? We've been watching Mezco and paying attention to the page all day and nothing happened. But this is like the like go and buy stuff because you should support your local comic shop and pop culture stuff having to do with DC and Batman. It's kind of like a publicity stunt. I went and I celebrated Batman Day today by buying for like the 3rd time the Dark Knight trilogy. Vudu has a sale up until midnight tonight. Vudu has everything Batman on sale. So I was able to get Batman Begins, Batman The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises on 4K for $10 a piece, which is insane because normally they're 20 to 25 a piece. So I was able to get them at a really good price. So yes, Chris Rain, the manufactured Batman Day. Yes, thumbs up. So I rebought The Dark Knight because I just have to see it in 4K because those movies were just outrageous. But they also had all the animated stuff for free. On sale.
4K is like it's like you're actually there with the actors. Like,
yeah, pretty much
in
like
the movie.
Like, you know, at this point, the next step is just hiring Christian Bale to come and watch the movie with you. You'll press play and he just shows up. The ghost of Heath Ledger just shows up and you know, gives you a shoulder rub and you watch Batman with him.
Yeah.
So on this manufactured Batman Day, you can go to Vudu and you can buy all these cartoons and Batman related movies and stuff for a nice, cheap on sale price. However, Baz, this is where you come in. You can also join the DC Comics app for whatever money it costs a month, like $7
like
a month,
75 a year,
like for 75 a year, right? And then
or
you can get
$7.99 a month or something like that.
And you can get all these movies. Pretty much are also included in that.
Most of the movies I saw most. I didn't see The Dark Knight Rises on there, but I saw all the Batmans, most of the Supermans. I didn't see Superman Returns. They'll be adding more movies as the app goes on. But
so, what are your thoughts of the app so far? Have you gotten into the comics section of the app?
I could only use the the player on my phone, the Android so far. But it's supposed to be for Amazon Fire, Roku, Apple TV. But I don't know if those are working just yet.
Have you tried the comics reader yet?
Yeah. It's decent. It's kind of like the Comixology one, pretty similar interface. Some titles have more issues downloaded than others. I mean, some titles have one issue on them, others have 400. Like Batman has like 400 titles. I mean, 400 issues.
Wow.
So it depends, but they'll be adding more and more as time goes on.
Right, that's cool. Well, I mean, this is like the first day, right? It rolled out.
Yeah. Well, one feature I saw that was really cool. It said it was like get to know, and it says get to know the characters of Batman, right? So you click on the Joker. So you click on his profile, and they tell you who he is, and they give you a list of like all his main appearances in different comic books, and you can click on it and read it. You know, nice. Or like they'll like give you like all his spotlight kind of like episodes in cartoons or movies, and you could click right on it.
Oh, that's cool. So it's pretty much character specific. So you can go right to, I want to see this character. Boom. You can just click on it. Have stuff having to do with that character. Okay. I don't want to sidetrack here, but we got a couple of requests in the chat. We got Michael B. I'm going to go with him first because he spoke first. Speaking of Mezco, what are your thoughts with no announcement of anything Batman related from Mezco? Well, look, a lot of stuff is coming. They've released a lot of stuff. I thought they dropped the ball because this is it's like Friday the 13th. They announced Friday the 13th back in March, I believe it was. They put up the Jason figure for pre-order. So he's got to come out in October, or really Michael Myers needs to come out in October because he was announced even earlier than that. But this is a perfect opportunity to announce something for pre-order. Personally, if they didn't have anything new, like if they weren't going to have like the Sovereign Knight Batman, like with like a new deco or something like that, like a new figure, because they're trying to gear up for New York Toy Fair, New York Comic Con. So they're going to have like they announced the Doctor Strange variant. The first appearance Doctor Strange is their first New York Comic Con variant figure. They should have at least put, in my opinion, more pictures of the Batmobile up that they're designing, or at least some kind of like steps that they're taking into designing the Batmobile. And they should have also possibly put up the Jim Gordon with Bat Signal 2-pack up for sale. That's what I would have put up if I had nothing else. So that answers your question there. Baz, do you have anything to add to that? Anything you would like to see maybe Mezco make or announce?
Yeah, everybody was hoping for that Jim Gordon, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it looks really friggin' cool. Man. Do I really need a Jim Gordon? No, but is he going to look awesome with the Bat Signal next to this fella?
He looks great. Didn't we see him already? Like,
yeah, they showed him and the bat symbol together, and it looks outrageous. And you know, he's got the
trench coat. The trench
he's got the trench coat. He's got the cigar. I mean, the cigarette rather. It's he looks fantastic.
Certain characters lend themselves more to the mezco brand.
Yeah, and he's one of them.
He's
perfect. You know, you got the blue Batman coming, right? The Sovereign Knight, the blue variation, the PX exclusive.
Yes, I'm so excited about that one. I love the the battle damaged cowl.
Oh yeah, with the scratches with the silver underneath it. I want to get into that in a little bit because we're gonna get into the news, and then we're gonna go back later on in the show and do our favorite Batman related stuff. So we're gonna end the second half of the show is gonna be all about our favorite Batman stuff, and you guys can write in what your favorite Batman movies were and cartoons and stories and all that. We'll get to that in a minute. We want to get the news of the week out of the way. RC Robin writes, if we lose Cavill as Superman, I will cry in my soup. Please discuss. Henry Cavill is out as Superman. Or is he? Bullshit or not?
Okay, what kind of soup, though?
Vichy soir.
Nice. Very good. And it's cold. It is
cold. It's supposed to be cold. So I hear.
All right. Anyway. It's all BS. It's all a part of the ongoing contract negotiations between Henry Cavill, his manager, and DC Warner Brothers. So that's it. It's nonsense.
This kind of seemed. See, what happened when I first heard this, I was like, "Oh no!" Then I heard it was the fact that contract negotiations broke down because he was supposed to appear at the end of the Shazam movie, and they didn't offer him enough money or whatever, and he was like, "No, I'm not doing this. I'm going to do something else." And then he signed up to do The Witcher, so it was pushing more and more of him like out the door. And then you get a press release from his manager saying, "Oh, don't worry. Henry's not going anywhere. The cape is still in his closet. Just relax." Then you get a release hours later from Warner Brothers saying like, well, we're not making another Superman movie anytime soon, but Henry Cavill is not out as Superman yet. And it was like, look, first of all, everyone's asking for a Man of Steel 2. Because let's face it, that was their best movie. Man of Steel was the best DC movie, in my opinion, that they've made so far. So I feel as though there's a big clamoring for a second Man of Steel movie, and they're really missing the boat on this. I mean, how much older do they want this friggin' actor to get before they start production on his second movie?
That's the thing too, man. They have nothing. They're not prepared for anything with the Superman script-wise or anything like that. I heard like production, like it could be like 4 years away.
That's insane.
You know, it's too long.
Like really, what are they trying to do? I mean, they have Shazam's already filmed and coming out in March, right? Or May, something like that, right? Then you have Aquaman coming out in 2 months. Other than and the Wonder Woman comes out next summer, but you've heard nothing else. So are they really just waiting in the wings to see how these movies do before they even go any further? Like, are they waiting to reboot this? Like, are they really trying to build a universe, or are they just trying to cash in on like these names? Like, oh, we'll just cash in on this movie, and if it does good, we'll make another one. Like this,
and then Warner Brothers came out and said that it's okay because they're focusing more on Supergirl now. They're going to make a Supergirl movie,
which makes no sense. They got her going. I don't watch the show, but apparently it's very popular. The Superwoman show, a Supergirl show on the CW. They want to focus on Supergirl now. It makes no sense. You need to just stick with your mainstays before you start doing the side characters, you know? Like the fact that they haven't even went into production on a Batman movie is just friggin' beyond me at this point. Then it seemed like a publicity stunt. Someone else mentioned that. I believe Jezebel and Kenny wrote something about a publicity stunt. So after I read all this and I saw this,
hold on. Shout out to Kenny, by the way. What's up, man? Thanks for
coming. Thanks for joining us, brother. It seemed like, okay, so Cavill's out, but he's not out, and it's very cryptic. So then Cavill goes on Instagram or Twitter or whatever and has his like sad music playing, and he lifts up the like a Superman toy to let everyone know, like in a funny way, like, look, he's not done playing the part. But then I thought to myself, this is just a publicity stunt. Like, this is kind of a cheap publicity stunt. To like, oh, we need to drum up news because we have nothing, so let's make believe that Cavill's out and cause a huge hysteria where every news outlet reported that he was out as Superman, and then every news outlet had to retract all this stuff basically because he's not out as Superman. You want to crash the internet? Do what Marvel's doing. Just look, I'm a little sick and tired. I was having a conversation with this guy T I know the other day, and I like Marvel. I'm a DC guy, but I also love Marvel, and I love what they're doing with the MCU. You can't deny that. However, just do what they're doing. Just friggin' copy them if you can. It seems like that Warner Brothers just can't get out of their own way. I want to be sick with Marvel, but I can't be because every movie that comes out is a friggin' home run. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting tired of the Marvel heroes. Oh wait, no, I'm not, because this next movie of a character that I don't give a shit about was fantastic. If Kevin Feige was in charge of DC, you do realize that like Detective Chimp movie would have been fantastic, like a great movie. We would have had that at this point.
I so want to see Detective Chimp. Hell's yeah.
You'd have a Justice League Dark. You'd have people going, oh, Zatanna's the coolest character, and Constantine's awesome.
I think that's in the works, though, with Shazam coming out soon. It has that kind of light tone that it's going to propel the DC universe forward. Shazam will be a semi-hit, at least.
I like the way Shazam looks. I hope that by the end of the movie, he kind of grows into that Wisdom of Solomon role, but I'm liking the fresh little kid approach kind of to it. Like, hey, I have powers. Oh my God, this is crazy. That something tragic has to happen, and he has to go, oh, shit. Like, I need to kind of mature into this to give that character some kind of an arc. But
okay, my opinion, Cavill's not going anywhere. This is just a part of the negotiation process.
Yeah, that's another thing, too, is that it seemed like who's going to get the leg up? Like, just pay your damn actors. Now you're not gonna. Oh, and then like a day later, or a couple of hours later, they're like, "Oh, Affleck is out as Batman." Excuse me, like Affleck is going to be the next one to leave.
That's clickbait. That's clickbait. Who even
said? Ridiculous.
They keep saying that Affleck is out.
It's insane. They really know. The CEO is horrible at DC. Is one who runs the movies. A lot of people are noticing it now. Yes. And this is another thing that people don't notice. I've noticed in a lot of forums, people are conflating DC with Warner Brothers. It's not DC. DC doesn't. It's not like Marvel and Disney. Like Disney bought Marvel, and then they have a Marvel division that's headed by Kevin Feige. DC's not like that. DC is just Warner Brothers. So every time a DC movie comes out, they have to answer to the higher ups at Warner Brothers. There's no DC division, which is another reason why they keep tripping over themselves, because they got to go before a board of directors and go, hey, this is what we're doing. And then the board turns around and says something like, nope, we want this. Take that out, shorten this movie. We need so many screenings to play, so you have to shorten this.
Oh, yeah.
It's too dark. Now everyone's clamoring for the Snyder. And no one wanted Snyder as the director. Now everyone wants Snyder's cut back of the Justice League because they hated the fact that they went too goofy with it, because you had Batman cracking jokes in that movie. Just stop. Just stop and make a DC division. So my point is, people are conflating DC with Warner Brothers. It's Warner Brothers. There is no DC movie division. It's just Warner Brothers makes DC movies. So you have people that don't give a shit about comics sitting in a board somewhere making millions of dollars going, oh, we have to rush Justice League out because we need to hit our quota by the end of the quarter so we could all have our $10 million bonus before we take the winter break. And that's legit. That came out. Like, these guys rushed that movie because Josh Whedon wanted the movie to be delayed until the spring, and they told him no because they wanted to fatten their pockets from the even higher ups from them. No good, fellas. They're good fellas, but they know good fellas. You know what I'm saying?
Now, what would happen? Now, say Cavill does leave the role. What do you do? Do you replace him and stick with the DC universe as it is, or reboot somehow?
Dude, they're talking about Michael B. Jordan, bro, and I don't even want to get into.
Stop. No, move on. That's ridiculous.
This kid just.
So what do you do?
What would I do if I lost my main Superman actor? At this point, I'd have to pack it up and reboot. I would just fresh start, because.
But do you have a problem with? We have a problem there because Gal Gadot is such an excellent Wonder Woman, and she's a hit in the role. So.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. What you would have to do then is you would have to, unfortunately, go the complete opposite route of Marvel and just make standalone movies and continue a semi-shared universe, but not really. And forget Superman. You ain't seeing him no more. Maybe you hear about him, and then you just continue with solo stories of these characters until those actors, all their contracts run out, and then do your big reboot in like 5 years.
Good answer.
Affleck is out. Sorry, fellas. The writing is on the wall.
I think that whole Affleck is out is just clickbait from all these different websites and newspapers.
I heard recently that that somebody read his treatment for the Batman movie, the one that wasn't accepted, and they said that was one of the greatest things they had ever read for superheroes or something like that. Like they had some other director or writer or somebody important in the industry that we all know, I just don't remember his name, read the script and was like, yo, that's outrageous. And then the Warner Brothers higher-ups were like, nope, we're not doing it.
What do you think about the talk of John Hamm as Batman?
I like John Hamm, bro. I'm a ham. I like the ham. I like the ham, bro. I like him. I think he would be an excellent Bruce Wayne. He looks just like him. Just watch any episode of Mad Men. It's Bruce Wayne. He has the jaw. There was an interview posted with him that was released where they were asking him about being Batman, and he was like, yeah, sure. He goes, if the script is good, why not? I just got to see if the costume fits. He's like, I love comics. I love super. He even admitted, I collect comics. I read them. I'm up to date with all this stuff. Yeah. I just got to, you know, you got to tap me for it, you know. But
someone said he looks like an Alex Ross picture of Bruce Wayne.
He kind of does, man. I was going to say that, you see, if I was going to cast, what I would do with him is I would put him in a year one outfit. I wouldn't make Batman year one. I would just put him in a year one type outfit because, you know, they got to change it up every time. And, you know, Ben Affleck's Batman is Batman. That's Batman from the comics. That's the Jim Lee Batman. It's my favorite looking version of Batman is the Affleck Batman. But so if you're going to switch it up with a guy like John Hamm, who's not as big.
Yeah, only in B versus S, though. I do not like him in Justice League.
Oh, no, in B versus S, I'm telling in the three key scenes with him when he's in the armor and when he's taking out the thugs in the warehouse, that's Batman, bro. That's Arkham City Batman. Oh, you know? Let's see. Oh, Brian Blast. Sup, guys? Yo, what's up, brother? John Hamm, though, all the way. I thought they should have casted John Hamm back when they casted Affleck. John Hamm's old, though, too, man. He's getting up there in age. These guys are in their 40s now. You know, you're going to need a guy in his 30s. See, what they got to do is they got to say, okay, we're going to take our mainstay heroes. We're going to take the 7, okay? And we're going to make all the 7 in their own movies, but every movie has to come out every 2 years. We have to have 3 movies for each of these guys to come out every 2 years. So you come out with, you don't do Superman first, you do Batman first. This way you can really play up the Batman being awesome. And then the next year when Superman comes out or a Wonder Woman movie, Batman's like, uh-oh, like I have to now step my game up to kind of enter into their world. And you could see maybe in Batman 2, which should come out the following year after that movie, you see him doing his detective work and trying to like figure out how to stop the heroes and whether they're not a good or bad and all that. And you keep Batman's movies small. And you make these other characters' movies big, and then you bring Batman into their world. With every time Batman has a movie, he steps up a level. But at this point, they wanted a rush, so that's what I would do. But at this point, it's too late, so it is what it is. Hamm could be Miller's Dark Knight. Yeah, well, by the time if they ever casted him, he'd probably be old enough. But you know, whatever. The freaking guy's just got a gruff, mean look. I mean, he could do it all. He could do comedy. I've seen Hamm do comedy, and he's great in it. And I've seen Hamm do serious, and he's great in that too. And
all right, from an old Batman, what's the old Batman that we want to see in particular?
The who?
The old Batman.
What about him?
What old Batman do we particularly want to?
What version of old Batman?
Yeah.
Dude,
Michael Keaton, bro, in Batman Beyond.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not a fan. I'm not that big a fan of Batman Beyond, but I get it. You want to do a Batman, old Batman movie with him and bring the Batman Beyond in, that's fine. But then you're going to get 20 movies with Batman Beyond, and I guess that's fine. There's a lot of Batman Beyond fans. I'm a Bruce Wayne guy, so you'll get him for 20 movies with him playing Mentor, and that would be cool for standalone stuff. Maybe DC should do both. Maybe DC should have like their shared universe. And
Elseworlds.
Do like Elseworld stories where they're just
That's what
one-offs
they're doing
and
with the
promote
Joker.
them like that, though. You have to promote them like that so people aren't like, wait a second, Michael Keaton's back playing Batman? No, you got to tell them like, yo, this is a future story. They have to promote that multiverse, that crisis kind of thing. I think that's where
Come on, just listen, I know you got to appeal to the mainstream, but, you know, you got to have faith in your customers that they're going to do their research. People aren't retarded, man. You know, there's different versions of Superman on TV and in the movies. People can figure it out.
Old Man Batman should be Keaton, R.C. Robin, Kenny B, Ray Stevenson, Dark Knight Returns, Baz. Woo! That's big. Ray Stevenson's the fucking man, bro. I loved him as the Punisher. I really wasn't crazy about the movie. I just loved him because I love him in pretty much everything he does. But he has the fucking look.
Wait, who said that? Who said that? Oh,
Kenny B.
Oh,
yeah,
Titus Kulo, man. 13.
Yeah, 13. I know R.C. Robin knows about 13.
13.
Ben Swallow, Marvel should do the DC Comics movies. Yeah, T that I was talking to the other day goes, can we hire like people from Marvel just to come in and do Batman movies? 20 years ago, I would have said Clint Eastwood. Yes, I agree. Batman is not popular enough in the mainstream universe. Really? I thought Batman was like their most popular guy. I don't know. Batman Beyond, let's see. DC doesn't seem to know how to do a movie verse. They should just do trilogy stories and leave it there. Yeah, pretty much. Yes, R.C. Robin 13. Ray Stevenson was the best part of Dexter season 7. I never watched Dexter, and I hear it's great. I know Baz has been trying to get me into it for a long time.
Yeah, the favorite seasons are the ones with John Lithgow. I think that's season 4. And the one with, what's his name? The Organa from Star Wars. Jimmy Smits.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Michael B says I meant Batman Beyond. Yeah, Batman Beyond isn't mainstream enough. But then again, was Rocket Raccoon mainstream enough? Like, we got, like, this is what I'm saying, man. I mean, you know, you're getting Marvel. And he's probably going to be in a good movie. You know the movie's going to be good. And
what if you got Tim Burton to direct, and you bring in Batman Beyond, you bring in what you call Michael Keaton, you bring in a few other guys, maybe even Catwoman. What's her name? Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm down for that type of. That's where I think DC should do like their one-off stories, like these Elseworld titles. Like just tap directors and let the directors do their story. And then have your universe like Marvel does. But for those standalone stories like that, yes, you get a guy like Tim Burton to do his version of that. Then you get another guy to do whatever, like do like a lighthearted movie. Like, you know, you could do like the JSA or something and make it like Guardians of the Galaxy where it's all comedy and fun. People in the chat, go watch an old show HBO on demand called Rome. Thank me later. Ray Stevenson, shout out. Yes, R.C. Robin.
Greatest show ever.
Yeah, Rome is really freaking awesome, man. Okay, so we talked about Cavill. We talked about that stuff. So before we get into Batman, Dave, real quick to sidetrack into the Marvel thing for a second, it seems I heard some news that Guy Ritchie, a favorite director of mine, will be directing or possibly directing Marvel movies. I hate to inject Marvel into a DC-centered show, but awesome. It is what it is. I think Guy Ritchie's great. They're tapping him for what I believe is, I could be mistaken, Captain Britain and Shining Knight, or the Black Knight. Shining Knight's DC. Goes to tell you what my mind is. So Captain Britain and the Black Knight. Why not?
Awesome.
And Guy Ritchie's great. The friggin' guy has not made a bad movie. I love everything he does.
Did you see King Arthur yet?
No, I haven't. I heard it was when I heard it was from him. I was like, I got to see this.
So good.
Was it?
So cool.
When I found out it was Guy Ritchie, I was like, oh shit, maybe I do have to see this. Because to me, when I saw the trailer, I was like, really, this kind of looks a little weird. I'm not, King Arthur, but like this new kind of twist. But when I heard it was Guy Ritchie, I was like, oh, this is going to be intense.
It's fun. It's just fun.
It's just a lot of fun, and I love his take on Sherlock Holmes. Right, he was the guy that did Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So great, friggin' guy is great. What do you think of Captain Britain? What do you think of Marvel bringing these guys? And that's kind of like an X-Men type guy.
I never liked Captain. I don't care about Captain Britain, but I'm sure he'll make it interesting.
Yeah,
but I like Black Knight though. I like Black Knight.
They're gonna probably team them together, I guess. Right? It's like Captain Britain and the Black Knight.
Mhm.
So, well, I guess that's the movie. It wouldn't just be a Captain Britain. I don't think he's doing Captain Britain and the Black Knight. He's actually doing Captain Britain
Is it official? Did he sign on
and the
for
Black
this?
Knight. No, it's not official, but they're saying that they're tapping him for it. It was like a big press release saying the guy Richie may direct, or he has a story or an idea for those characters.
Mhm.
So,
Michael B says King Arthur was real good. Yes, I agree.
Very cool. So I
Like,
guess I got to put that on the docket then.
It's so cool. Like when he uses the sword, like he actually has powers. It's really nice how they show it.
Robin Ramos says trailer on Tuesday. Yay! We're gonna crash the internet with a picture. No, you crash the internet with a trailer, and the trailer comes out Tuesday. That's for the new Captain Marvel movie.
Good Morning America or something.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I'll just see it on YouTube.
Who watches those shows, man? Except when you're at the dentist or something.
Yeah.
God, I had to watch Ellen last time.
But yeah, again, Marvel can't do any wrong, so I'm happy that they're doing this type of stuff. I want to hear some Fantastic Four news. I want to hear some X-Men news. You know, I know that these other movies are still coming out, like the Dark Phoenix saga and the New Mutants or something like that. I don't even care about those movies. Once I heard Marvel bought them, I was like, could they just take those movies and like put them straight to DVD so we can get to the heavy hitters to do these movies, please?
Whatever. I want to see Phoenix. I want them. They already filmed it, so I want to see Dark Phoenix and Venom, and then that's it. They'll close it up.
Kev's Matrix writes Teen Titans. I don't know, guys. I don't know either. There was Teen Titan pictures that came out this week, and there was one picture, like shots of the show, and there was one picture that got me to go, oh, maybe I do have to watch this show, and that was the picture of Robin, Dick Grayson, standing with Jason Todd Robin.
Speaking of Jason Todd, here is the Jason Todd Hush action figure.
Nice.
Exclusive. Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, Jason Todd.
That was cool to see the two of them together, man. I was like, oh, sugar. Like they're really that's pretty cool. But then I saw the whole shot of the team and I saw the perfect comment. I'm not going to take props for this comment, but I saw the perfect comment, and that was Hot Topic, the TV show.
Yeah.
But Robin looks good. Robin looks great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think Robin looks fantastic. Everyone else looks like they just came out of Hot Topic. And I'm kind of like, why does Raven look like it's like 1993 and she's like some like kind of emo looking chick, even though I know she's emo, but like they're really playing it up with like the overly baggy clothes. And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that much. I'm going to wait and see.
Yeah, well, it's always a wait and see. Is Nightwing still happening? Nightwing the movie or Nightwing on the TV show? I don't know. You're not getting him on the TV show because Dick Grayson's playing Robin on the TV show. DCF, they put a new trailer with both Robins. Oh, they put up a new trailer with both Robins. All right, I got to check that out then. That's very cool. Speaking of both Robins, we are going to now start the Batman Day official part, and this is where me and Baz are going to talk about our favorite things Batman. We're going to go topic by topic, and we want everybody in the chat room to answer. Please, I want to remind you to like the video. If you haven't, please press like, and don't forget to invite your friends and kind of share the show so that we can get this thing popping off. We have 11 viewers. We need 3 more viewers to break last week's record, which was an all-time record as well.
Yes, get your grandma on. Come on.
So, speaking of Robins, we're going to start off with this. One of the questions I posed this week in the show notes was, favorite Robin? Who, James Baza, is your favorite Robin?
Stephanie Brown.
Ooh, Stephanie Brown. Really?
No.
Spoiler?
No. She was good, though. She was good. Dick Grayson, man. Come on.
Dick Grayson. He's going with
the OG.
The OG, Old Faithful. He's going with Dick Grayson. Awesome.
Yes.
There was a reason why I didn't pick Dick Grayson. Now, I named my son Grayson after Dick Grayson, obviously, and because Robin and all that. But I didn't pick Dick Grayson because I love Dick Grayson as Nightwing. I also love him as Robin, but I really love him as the mentor and the founder of the Titans and all that. So I like him as Nightwing. My favorite Robin Puberty. I got to get water. I was talking about getting water for 2 weeks now, and I'm still just drinking coffee. My favorite Robin is Tim Drake. I love Tim Drake because I love the idea of him using detective skills to find out who the identity of Batman. I love that storyline. I loved his outfit when they revamped Robin. I love the introduction of the bow staff and everything that came with him. I love the fact that he's not as good as maybe as a fighter as some of the other Robins, but he's more of the detective. And I love that he's like a computer scientist. He's actually played a big part in inventing newer things in the comics. Now he invents like a watchtower in the middle of in the DC Rebirth in the middle of Gotham City. They have like a watchtower, like a building that has like a whole technological floor with all this crazy gadgetry and stuff that basically Tim Drake built. So I love that. I love the fact, but he's also Red Robin now too. But I loved him as Robin. So I'm going with Tim Drake. You're going with Old Faithful. Both excellent choices. Let's see. Red Hood for the win. Damian is my favorite too. I was going to say Baz, Stephanie Brown. Favorite Robin, Dick Grayson, RC Robin. Damian, sorry, love him. Jason Todd. Oh my God. Do you really just have to be different by saying Jason Todd, the angry teenager? He's probably my least favorite. I kind of liked all the Robins. Jason Todd, I like him more as, I guess, the Red Hood or the Hush character coming back. I like the fact that they killed him off in that old storyline, Death of the Family, or Death in the Family, rather. But let's see. What did everybody else? Carrie Kelly is my favorite Robin. She was cool, man, badass, not a fighter at first, but she's got thick skin. Yeah, she was awesome too in The Dark Knight Returns. I like that. I like the idea that they were they showed the balls to make Robin a female. I
love that caption. I love that one. I'm sorry, not caption. I love that one page where in The Dark Knight Returns, Bruce is hugging Carrie Kelly, and he's like, I think he says "good soldier" or something. Oh, like
it's a great scene.
Yeah,
what a great scene. Yeah, man, totally, friggin' totally, definitely.
But
on
for
board
me,
with that.
Dick Grayson made Robin who he is. I mean, come on, he has the best origin story. Come on,
no, yeah,
the Flying Graysons.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, dude. I wouldn't have named my son that if it wasn't that. So I get it. I'm totally.
Yeah, he set the standard. He set the standard.
I kind of had a feeling that you were going to say Dick Grayson. I says he's either going to come left field with somebody or he's going to say Dick Grayson. I was like, so I'm going to go with the character I went with. I made a couple of my choices just to be a little bit different, but I also kind of like all of them. Someone in the chat mentioned Kev's Matrix, Damian. Sorry, love him. I'm not a Damian fan. I think it's cool. I like the idea of Batman and his son now working together. I love his origin. I love the idea that Bruce Wayne knocked up Talia and had Damian. Friggin' awesome. I just think he's an asshole. That's it.
He's an original though. He's original for that Robin character, where the Robin is the more of the hardcore person of the two. You know, Robin is more hardcore than Batman actually in the duo.
Yes, it worked very well, especially when Bruce Wayne died or got sent by the Omega beams into the ether, basically wherever he went, the multiverse, and they had the battle for the cowl, and Dick Grayson wound up taking up the mantle, and to see him as Batman and Damian as the hardcore character was very, very good.
Yeah, it was cool.
I believe Frank Quietly was on that run as well, the Batman and Robin series. Yeah. But that was really cool as well. But yeah, I still think he's
Damian's grandfather's Ra's al Ghul. How cool is that?
I know, it's awesome. That's freaking awesome. That's what I'm saying. He's got like a really cool friggin' origin. I love the fact that that story where Batman goes to basically Nanda Parbat and stays with Talia, and he eventually like kind of gets brought into the family, so to speak, and he develops that relationship living there for a while with Talia, and he basically knocks her up while he's there. I mean, that's great. You know, a good throwback to a 1980s story. Spoil. We killed him. Loved Court of Owls. Well, they killed him. LOL. Spoil. Who got killed?
They killed Damian was killed off, but then he was brought back.
Oh, they killed him and brought him back like they do with everything else.
Yeah, so quick. Yeah,
cliche. You know, just throw him in a Lazarus pit. His grandfather's got a ton of them, right? Okay, so we spoke about our favorite Robin. I want to go now and talk about, since we spoke about our favorite Robin, I'd like to talk about puberty. Favorite Batman. Who is your best Batman actor? Actor to play Batman. Who is your favorite? Type in the comments below. Baz, who is your favorite Batman?
Adam West.
Oh!
Nope.
So who's your favorite Batman?
Okay, my favorite Batman. This is hard, man.
This is any actor to have played Batman.
I can't pick.
You can't pick.
I'm not gonna pick.
He's not.
I like aspects of all of them.
So do I. I said earlier that my favorite look of Batman was the Affleck. He's not my favorite Batman, but he's my favorite looking Batman. Mm-hmm. I actually have a left field pick that's actually quite obvious. I'm going with Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy is my favorite person to ever play Batman.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Because he is the perfect Batman. He's every time I read a comic, Kevin Conroy's voice.
Yeah,
that's all I hear.
Yeah.
We got, let's see, anybody says Clooney and they get kicked out. Yes, you will get kicked out of the live chat if you say Clooney. Bale, Ben Swallow for Bale. Nice, thumbs up. Bale was awesome. Bale and Keaton are a tie for me. Let's see. I liked Bale because Bale had the best movies. Bale's trilogy is the best superhero stuff ever. You really can't even call them superhero movies. They're just films. But Bale,
and I loved his he was like feral, you know, in the role. He was like an animal. You know, he was very aggressive. Right? Yeah, Bale. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it too. I definitely look, you really don't get to see him do much until you get to see probably the best fight scene in almost any comic movie that's not over the top and crazy, and that's his fight against Bane. Still one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite scenes in just movies. Okay, that's like top 10 favorite scenes of any movie.
I love how that scene has no music too.
Oh no, it's brutal.
Like you're right there. Yeah,
all you're hearing is the meat smack, and the crazy dialogue and the banter going back. That's perfect banter between hero and villain too, without it being over the top and cheesy. It made perfect sense. Mwah, magnifique, the piece de la resistance of Batman fights. I actually thought the Batman Forever was a decent movie, but I get why many people don't like it. Speaking of Batman Forever, not to segue, but I caught news this week. We learned something new every week, as much of a Batman fan as I was, that there are a lot of fan films out there. And somebody put up a story on Facebook about fan films and how they should be included. If Warner Brothers and DC wants to break ground, they should allow a section in their streaming app just for fan films. And I was like, look, in my own head, I'm like, the logistics of them doing that is never going to happen. They're never going to want to pay people. They're never going to want to put out stuff for that. But as far as maybe them allowing them to be up without people just to get their names out there, that would be fine too, I guess. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty nuts and bolts of it all. But speaking of fan films and fan edits, there's actually a Red Book edition of Batman Forever where they take a lot of the deleted scenes. It's called Batman Forever Red Book Edition. And it's a fan-edited film where they take scenes from the movie Batman Forever and they cut out all the over-the-top Jim Carrey stuff, all the over-the-top Two-Face stuff. They shorten the film. They put a lot of the deleted scenes back in, and they do different special effects. They mute the whole neon stuff that they got going on in the background. They actually change the look of the film a little bit, and supposedly it makes the film 10 times better. So I have to get my hands on this Red Book edition and check it out. I've been scouring the internet, but I cannot find it unless you have a torrent site or some way where you can kind of rip it. But I'm going to try and check the comic conventions where they have those hard to find DVDs and movies and stuff and try to scour it that way.
Okay, so Keaton, when Keaton came out in '89 with Batman, his version, him and Tim Burton were kind of doing their own thing. They were creating their own stuff there, which was later added onto the character, which was great, right? But when Kilmer came out, he seemed like he was more of an adaptation from the comic books. You see more of a heroic type Batman from the books. What do you think? He was more agile in the suit also as well.
Oh no, yeah, Kilmer. I like Kilmer as Batman. Mm-hmm. I didn't necessarily like the movies as much as I liked the other movies with our ace over here. But with Keaton. But I thought I liked the way he moved in the outfit. I liked his look as Bruce Wayne. I enjoyed. He hammed it up a little bit, but he was more comic booky. Not
right.
Silver Age, silly slapstick the way Clooney was, but he was decent. I just think the script was kind of shit. I thought everything else kind of distracted from the fact that he was a halfway decent Batman. They had to get rid of the whole Harvey, I'm Batman nonsense. But other than that, I think that he did a pretty serviceable job for what he was given.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So you don't have a favorite Batman. Oh, speaking of favorite Batman, here's something that I really love about Adam West's Batman. The only Batman to actually detect. Like the world's greatest detective, watch a couple of episodes of the 60s Batman show and actually see this motherfucker's mind go to work. He's the only Batman to really use science, although it's goofy 60s science, to actually do things. You get to see him do it a little bit in Bale's movie, where I know actually you get to see it do it even more so in Keaton's movie, where he's talking about the Joker mixing the chemicals and he's trying to figure out how the Smilex works and all that. So other than that one scene, this guy's solving crimes and using his brain, as goofy as it is, and as cheesy as it is. CSI Batman goes to this fella right here. Let's see. The Kilmer Batman felt very much like an imitation of the old school TV 66, but in the 90s. Yeah, pretty much it was. But it wasn't as bad as the Batman and Robin movie. The Batman and Robin movie was the 90s version of the 66 TV series, whereas it was just a straight up rip from there. So if you actually watch Batman and Robin with the mindset of watching something like this, you might not choke on your own vomit of watching it. But whatever, it is what it is. So I want to get my hands on that Red Book edition. There's also, not to segue from Batman, but speaking of fan edits, supposedly there's a Superman fan edit called Superman Redeemed. You guys got to go on the internet and search Superman Redeemed. There's a fan edit of Superman 3 and 4, right? So the movie with Richard Pryor and The Quest for Peace, the movie with John Cryer in it, where he has to fight Nuclear Man. Somebody made a movie called Superman Redeemed, where they take the best parts of Superman 3, the best parts of Superman 4, some deleted scenes from the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, and add like modern special effects and stuff with like computers and stuff. And they made a movie called Superman Redeemed, and supposedly it's actually pretty good. From what I'm hearing, they cut out all the scenes with Richard Pryor. They chopped the movie way down, so the movie's like an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes, and it's these two movies kind of smashed together. So I'd like to get my hand on that as well. It's called Superman Redeemed. Speaking of Adam West, check this out real quick, guys. Bam! When I met Adam West, I got him and Burt Ward before he passed away to sign this photo, and I still got to get myself a nice frame for it to put it up on the wall and stuff. I kind of want to show that off for Batman Day. Okay, so we spoke about our favorite Robin, our favorite Batman. What's your favorite Batman movie?
You first this time.
Me first this time. The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies of all time. I actually proposed to Miss Bell right after seeing it, Movies on the Beach, in Wildwood. It was the second time I saw it. I saw it in the theater. Then I wanted, we were off on vacation. I was like, yo, let's go see the new Batman movie together, because when we were dating, we had saw Batman Begins. And right after that, I proposed to her on the beach. So it has a special place in my heart, not just for it being the most amazing movie ever, but also for having I got history with it, So Ben Solo, Batman Begins. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Nice, Rob. Very cool. Batman Begins is awesome. Kev's Matrix at Batman 89. Classic. I love The Dark Knight, but it's Batman Begins for me. Woo! Batman Begins is getting a lot of votes.
Yeah,
The Dark Knight by far is my fave. So what say you?
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns. How did I know you were going to say that?
Easily. I love the reinvention of the Penguin, Catwoman. It's like a gothic fairy tale almost. You have the rooftop fight scene with Catwoman, which I thought was excellent, where she grabs him by the ears and kicks him. That whole part. It's my favorite Batman movie. Love the soundtrack. Excellent soundtrack by what's his name?
Elfman.
Danny Elfman. Yeah. Yeah, that's tops for me.
Nice. So that is yet to be topped out for you. Then it's funny. That's like the redheaded stepchild of Batman movies, pretty much, because of how dark it is and creepy and weird it is. But I kind of like the fact that it's very quirky. I actually like Batman Returns more than I like the '89 movie. And I know that's like mad blasphemous as well. Not that maybe they're like a 1A and 1B for me, not as far as favorites, but I kind of put them in the same category. But I kind of like Returns a little bit more for this reason. I have a Batman fetish when it comes to Batman and snow. I don't know why, but when I see Batman in the snow, I get excited. So
it's like Die Hard, it's also known as like kind of like a Christmas movie, a pseudo Christmas movie.
Yeah, there you go. It's kind of, that is actually a Christmas movie as well. You know, goodwill towards men and women. You know,
I like also how like you feel for each character. You kind of like you sympathize with Oswald Cobblepot. You sympathize with Selena Kyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
so
totally.
It's yeah. They did a good job.
The problem, it's not even a problem. Tim Burton's focus was always on the villains. Like the first movie, Batman '89, really should have been Joker '89, and Batman Returns. It was the Joker movie, and co-starring Batman. And this movie was kind of like, you know, the Penguin and Catwoman movies, you know, co-star as Batman as well. I love the suit. I love the sleekness of the new suit with the armored plating on it. I just love I like the idea of Batman and the black outfit contrasted against the white of the snow kind of. I think it.
And what about him murking people?
Oh, listen, Batman doesn't murder, but he does in that movie. Let me tell you. You want to see homicidal Batman? Go watch Batman Returns, because he's blowing dudes up, setting them on fire. I mean, he straps a bomb to Bull Hurley's waist and throws him into a sewer, and he explodes.
Yeah, he's a little bit Punisher in that movie.
Yeah, no, that is Bat Punisher.
But like I said, Tim Burton was doing his own thing with the character. And some elements did make its way into canon, you know, like just the suit. The suit was never armor; it was always spandex until Tim Burton came along and actually made it. You know, what's this putty?
Yeah, exactly.
He made it bulletproof. You know, Batman was never bulletproof, but it makes sense that you know, a guy going out fighting crime and all these, you know, mafia types with all these high-powered weapons and stuff. You know, he would go out and. You know, armor himself
Kevlar
up
or something. And I loved it when Frank Miller put that in his outfit with the why does he have the yellow symbol? And he's like, so people aim here, and it's reinforced bulletproof in that area, specifically over his chest where his lungs and heart are.
Yeah.
What a great way to put it, where he could still be agile and wear like it's not really, look, he doesn't wear spandex. It is just drawn like that, but you know he's wearing some kind of like military grade clothing, but underneath that specific, why does he have the big bright yellow outfit? So that the villains aim their guns there and he could take the shots and keep coming. Great idea. Okay, so we spoke about, and speaking of Batman in the snow, going back to The Dark Knight Rises, which I absolutely love. A lot of people hate that movie. I love that movie, and I loved Bane in that. Tom Hardy made that my Bane. This giant hulking version of Bane that all of a sudden Bane is 10 feet tall and full of steroids and he's huge. Not my Bane. My Bane is the Bane from that movie, and the more calculated, street fightery, but yet still diesel, kind of hulking but not overbearing version of him.
I want to bring up, going back to Batman Returns, that's the first time you see Batman glide with his cape.
Yeah.
Which they use all the time now in the video games and Christian Bale's series. But that was the first time.
When he gets off on the and he kind of flies over everybody.
It comes out like
Okay, keeping with the theme, what is your favorite Batman figure of all time for the people who are into toys and figures and stuff?
Which is your main thing, right?
This is like what we do this for. So your favorite high end and low end. I asked you to pick one of each. So I'll go first. My favorite high end Batman figure is, I don't have the Affleck figure out here because I couldn't fit him on the table. My favorite high end Batman figure is actually, if I had to pick one right now that I own currently right this second, I'm going with the Adam West because he's just so colorful and pops off the shelf. Even though these are really freaking cool looking and dark and nice and just sleek, I'm going with the old classic because he just looks so friggin' nice on the shelf. However, Mezco's coming out with this fella, which is I also consider high end, and that I'm telling you right now is going to be the definitive Batman figure of all time for 6 inches right there. That's the Sovereign Knight figure, and then you have the blue and gray variant. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys are sleeping on these figures, you better go and get on them or try and figure out how you can get them because outrageous. It blew my mind when I saw those. But for right now, my favorite low end. So we'll go with him for high end for now until the Sovereign Knight Batman is released. And for low end, I'm going with the DC Universe Classics Blue Batman from the first wave. And I actually had somebody customize mine and get the cape off. And I was supposed to actually get him before this, but we were running a little late again, as usual. And I got him a custom cape like this, like a cloth cape. And that's my favorite low end Batman. So I'm going with DC Universe Classics first series Batman. Because he looks like the superpowers Batman with more articulation, and I'm all about superpowers. And for high end, for now, I'm going with Adam West. Your turn.
Okay, so I'll start with low end because I want to make a comment about the DC Classics version. I was thinking about that one, and I do love the articulation, but the sculpt is boring to me. I love that it's the light blue and green. The sculpt is boring. It's too boring for me to pick that one. So I went with DC. Is DC Direct, DC Collectible still considered low end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything under like $50 really is low end.
Yeah. So I went with the Arkham Origins Batman.
Arkham Origins Batman. From where? From what set?
It's DC Collectibles Arkham Origins.
Nice.
The video game Arkham Origins.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. That is probably my favorite outfit out of all those Batman video game characters. I like the Arkham Origins one the best, outfit-wise.
Exactly, and it has decent articulation for a DC collectible.
It has, what was that? Repeat that again. I missed that.
It has decent articulation for a DC
DC collectible figure. All right,
which is not known for their articulation. Yeah,
and high end.
High end. I would have to go with the 89 Hot Toys or the what you call Batman Returns Batman, which is similar.
Oh, so
either one of those.
89 Hot Toys, the Batman Returns. Yeah, basically this one or the Returns version. Yeah, no, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, the face sculpt on this Michael Keaton figure is outrageous. From the people watching, we have Ascending Knight from Mezco, from Ben Swolo. Yes, the Ascending Knight right here. Affleck's Hot Toys Suicide Squad and custom Cape Glider in 1/6. Yes, the Hot Toys Suicide Squad Batman, which I couldn't get on the table tonight because I went with these, is an absolutely outrageous looking figure. Totally pops off the shelf. That one might be my favorite, but I kind of like the colors. I just like bright colors. I like stuff that brightens the room up. Kenny B, favorite figure, the Dark Knight Returns box set. I also own the first premium format Batman statue from Sideshow. It's absolutely beautiful. Yes, it is. I don't know if I wouldn't count. Damn, I'm starting to lose it. I wouldn't count that as an action figure. It's just a gorgeous statue. Frosty Robin, favorite figure, Hot Toys 1/6 Bale, the one you have on your table. Yes, a great choice as well. I like the Mezco Nightmare Batman too. Yes, that Mezco Nightmare Batman is actually so good. In my opinion, from the pictures I've seen, it actually rivals the Hot Toy one. I would say it's as good, not better than, but definitely as good. My all-time favorite Batman figure is the DC Direct Enemies Among Us Batman figure. Enemies Among Us. I'm not familiar with that one. Okay, so favorite Batman figure. We are going to be winding the show down now with a few more. We have a few more things we're going to mention. We spoke about the favorite figure, favorite Batman actor, favorite Batman movie. Before we get into our top three, I have a top 3 Batman villains. I hope you picked your top 3 Batman villains. I picked mine. We're going to close the show with that. Before we get to that, what is your favorite Batman moment? Give me a moment that is either your favorite or close to your favorite, because this wasn't in the show notes. Favorite awesome Batman moment.
All right, one that pops out to me is when I was younger, I guess when I was, the heyday of my collecting, maybe around 8, 9, 10 years old, Batman telling the Justice League to go F themselves and him quitting and starting his own team, the Outsiders.
Oh, nice. I remember that one too. There's a cover. He's saying that on the cover, right? Screw you guys. I'm going home. He does.
Yeah. He's like, I quit. Yeah, he tells him off.
Yeah.
He starts his own team.
Okay. Frankie Fearless, when he punches Darkseid. Okay. That was going to be the moment, you're stealing my thunder, bro. One of my favorite Batman moments, Batman and Superman together. I believe it was the 3rd trade paperback where it's called Supergirl. It's a Batman and Superman comic book. And in that 3rd trade paperback collects the story of Supergirl, where Darkseid kidnaps Supergirl, brings her to Apokolips, and tries to turn her into one of his lieutenants, one of his Furies. So Batman, Superman, Big Barda, Wonder Woman, they go to enlist the help of Big Barda and Mr. Miracle and go and storm Apokolips to try to get back Supergirl. So Batman, everyone's going off doing their own thing. Wonder Woman's fighting the Furies with Big Barda. Superman's taking out tanks and fighting. He's right before he fights Darkseid. He's trying to convince his cousin to come back because she's under the influence, the mind control of Darkseid or whatever. So Batman plants bombs. He's got nothing to do. What the hell is he going to do? He loses all of his stuff. He's riding on. I think what's his face is like floating discs or something. Like he's flying his way around or something like that around Apokolips. He gets his stuff blown up. He disappears for like a few panels. You're like, where the hell's Batman? He's planting bombs all over the planet, basically, in the area they're on. And what he's basically doing is he's causing those pits, the fire pits, basically, to go off. And he like goes into Darkseid's like computer area and he sets all the fire pits to explode. So he confronts Darkseid, right? And it's like, how the hell is Batman going to confront Darkseid? And he puts on like these gauntlets and he just cracks Darkseid right in the face. And Darkseid's looking at him like, dude, what are you going to do? And Batman beats Darkseid using this, doing the thing he does best. Basically, Batman's like, you're going to let us go free and you're going to wave the white flag and you're going to let us take Supergirl home. Because if you don't, I'm going to blow up your entire planet by having these fire pits go off. And it's going to ruin Apokolips. We're all going to die. So Darkseid tells him like, yo, you wouldn't do that. And he's like, basically like, yeah, I already did it. And here's the button. So just say it and it's over. So Darkseid is like, you human beings, your convictions are what make you who you are. So but by that, I kind of like, he waves the white flag and kind of backs off after Batman cracks him because Darkseid starts going.
He respected him after that.
Yeah, he was like, yo, I respect you because you're like that nuts that you would blow up a whole planet.
But he was so ready to kill him.
Oh, Darkseid would have destroyed him.
Yeah.
He was messing him up. After Batman cracked him, Darkseid was beating the hell out of him. Batman had that armor on that was just breaking off of him. And then at the last minute, he pulls out the ace up the sleeve. And he's like, look, one more move and I'm blowing the planet up. Awesome Batman moment.
They have a DC Direct figure of that, of Batman with the Astro harness, it's called. That's what the Orion flies around with.
That's the harness that he was wearing, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we got in the comments when Batman nearly killed the Joker in The Dark Knight Returns. That whole scene was amazing, as it was. That's from Kenny.
The shark,
the devil in the pale moonlight. Yes. The shark, the shark spray for the win. We have RC Robin. My favorite Batman moment is Adam West running with the bomb in the Batman 66 movie. That was great. Right before he throws it at the ducks, he's got the nuns. And then the
nuns, I'm like, throw it.
That's what makes Batman great, is that you have Silver Age Batman, Golden Age Batman, where Batman was actually using guns and killing people, crooks, criminals. Then you have the Silver Age Batman, where it's a little bit more tongue-in-cheek and goofy, very sci-fi-ish a little bit with the crazy inventions, and Batman being the purple version, the pink version, and all that other crazy stuff, and his whacked-out inventions. Then you have the Dark Knight Returns Batman, where Batman got more serious. You have the Neil Adams and the Jim Aparo Batman, which happens to be my favorite Batman, where he was more of the Cape Crusader. You have so many iterations of him.
We didn't do favorite artist, favorite Batman artists.
Oh, do it. Favorite Batman artists.
Jim Aparo.
No, there you go. There goes our segment on favorite Batman artists, folks. Okay, so
though Jim Aparo is kind of like a sleeker version of the Neil Adams, Batman. So you got to give props to Neil Adams. They're very similar, but Jim Aparo is the one I grew up with.
Yeah, likewise. I didn't grow up with him, but I grew up because of the older brother and you being around. Those were the comics I read as well, the first iterations of him. So yes, Jim Aparo is my favorite Batman artist. We got Alex Ross.
We got two for Miller. We got two for Miller, one for Neil Adams, one for Alex Ross.
Alex Ross, Batman in Kingdom Come when he has the armored suit on.
Yeah,
was absolutely fantastic. Talk about.
I think he was modeled. He was modeled after the Gregory Peck.
Yeah, what a way to reinvent him for that series. You know, give him his skeletal was breaking down. They give him the armor and shit.
Yeah, I have that figure too, man. I love that one.
So there is a lot of different things to love about Batman. There's a lot. I love all things Batman. A lot of people are like, I don't like the campy stuff. You got to have the campy stuff because that laid the groundwork for this. You ain't getting this or this without this or this. You understand? So it all has its place. And Batman is many things for many people. But what defines a hero? A hero is defined by the villains he has to take down and defeat. So instead of doing a top 5, we decided to do a top 3 favorite Batman villains. And this was extremely hard. And I probably screwed up. And next week I'll have my mind changed. But I asked Baz to write down his favorite top 3 Batman villains. So I want to start at number 3 and make our way to number 1. We're going to go 1 each until we make it to number 1. So would you like to kick this off or should I? You there?
All right. Like, how about we make it so? Wait. How'd you do it though? Is it a particular version of that villain, like in a movie or a cartoon, or is it just the villain outright?
No, just the villain outright. Who is your favorite Batman villain? But starting top 3. So you're gonna, instead of going 1, 2, 3, you're gonna go 3, 2, 1.
Right. Oh, okay.
This way, your number 1 is your number 1.
I didn't write down anything. This is going to be off the top of my head.
All right, cool. Sounds good. By the way, your camera's kind of glitching out, and we're not getting a video feed of you at all right now, but we can hear you. Everyone, right? We can hear Baz. I can hear him. So, okay. All right, Tech Chunkers, Brian Blast. All right, guys, great show. Got to head out. Thank you for joining us. So goodbye to him. Okay, so I will start it off with my number 3, and that's the Joker. The Joker is not my number 1. He's everyone's number 1. He's my number 3. There are other Batman villains that I like more than the Joker, not by much. Joker is awesome, but he comes in with my number 3. My favorite version of the Joker, very hard to tell. I kind of like all versions. I really like the Cesar Romero. I really like what Frankie Fearless likes to call the fat cherub, Jack Nicholson. I enjoy that version as well. I enjoyed the Heath Ledger Joker, although that was less jokery and more just homicidal maniac with Joker face paint on, but he was great. So I like all things Joker, but he's coming in at my number 3. Baz, what is your number 3?
Number 3, I'm gonna go with Bane.
Bane
is the physical match to Batman. Somebody that could actually best him in actual physical fight. Most of Batman's villains are more of the psychological variety. So I'm glad Batman is somebody that he could actually have a good fisticuffs with.
Nice.
So,
excellent. Love it. Love the explanation too. So Bane's coming in for you at number 3. My number 3 is Joker. My number 2, drum roll, Two-Face. I love Two-Face. I love the dynamic between the guy that was once Batman's friend, that is now his villain, and they constantly at war with each other. I like the idea that he has to flip the coin every time he has to make a decision. It makes for great schizophrenia. I also liked there was an earlier version of Two-Face where he was actually able to throw down with Batman. So when he becomes Two-Face, even in the Batman the Animated Series, he's able to throw down. You know Batman's holding back because it's his boy. But when he's in that rage mode and he's cracking Batman, you know Batman's feeling those shots. Not the Tommy Lee Jones version of Two-Face. I'm talking Batman the Animated Series. and early version Jim Aparo versions of Two-Face. Love that character. I especially love the new the All-Star Batman story where they're on the train and they're going from Batman's got to take him across the country basically, and he's trying to stop the other villains from killing Harvey Dent. Great dynamic. Love the character. Harvey Dent Two-Face is coming in at my number 2 spot. Who is your number 2?
Great pick. Great pick. Here we go. Harvey Dent. Do you trust him? That's the Mafex action figure. Okay. Number 2. I have to go with Penguin.
Penguin.
It has something to do. Yes, it has something to do with my childhood. One of my favorite villains from when I was a kid. For some reason, I would take an umbrella whenever it was a rainy day and pretend I was the Penguin with it. So it's as simple as that. I don't know. It's something I got attached to, a visual I got attached to when I was a child.
Nice.
And he is an interesting villain. I dig the whole gimmick with the umbrella. He could, glide with it. He could shoot with it. And he's a short little fat mafia boss. So,
yes, very cool.
With a bird fetish. I like birds. I love birds, actually. So, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, Penguin's cool. He's a cool villain. He didn't make my he's definitely not my number 1, so he didn't make my top 3, but not a bad choice at all.
Dude, it's only 3. There's so many good ones.
I know.
I wish I could, yeah.
It really hurt for me to come down with these 3. I didn't even want to put the Joker in as my number 3. I was like, look, I have to put the Joker as number 3 because some of my favorite Batman stories involve the Joker. And the Joker is one of the most recognizable and greatest villains just in comics, period, or even in pop culture at this point. So how could you not have him? And a lot of people are going to have him at number 1. If I really had time to think about this and really hammer it out, I'd probably be able to. Joker might slip to my number 4 or 5 slot. But we only have 3 because I wanted to keep it nice and streamlined. So my number 1 favorite Batman villain of all time, Ra's al Ghul. Love Ra's al Ghul is my favorite Batman. What? That's a left field, right? Favorite Batman villain.
You just broke the internet.
What is Ra's al Ghul? Multiple reasons. He is Batman's intellectual match, practically. He can fight him. He could see the whole fencing thing and the fact that they're a match physically for one another as well. I love the fact that he's like DC's version of he reminds me of Dr. Doom without the armor. He's very stately. He's like a Count Dracula, but not the vampire. I like the fact that he runs basically his own country. I love the idea of the League of Shadows. I love the idea that he courted Batman into becoming his son-in-law for a short while.
And he also has a long game plan. Like he has an actual vision for what he wants.
Yes, he brings Batman to a global level. He takes Batman out of Gotham City, yes. and puts him in the world basically. So Batman, he expands Batman's world. I love that about him. I love the fact that Liam Neeson played him, and you know how much I love Liam Neeson. Every story involving Ra's al Ghul, I love his look. I love the whole Count idea. I like the Lazarus Pits, the fact that this guy's been living for hundreds of years and knows all kinds of different combat and stuff. And it's just his mania which allows Batman to defeat him, because if it wasn't for his psychoticness, he might actually get the best of Batman. So Ra's al Ghul is my number 1. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is everyone's number 1 except yours. And it's the Joker. The Joker. Okay. Because everyone loves homicidal maniac clowns. Simple as that.
And he is the stuff of nightmares. A lot of people do have like a phobia of clowns too.
Yes.
So anything in particular you want to say about the Joker? Any type of story?
Okay, I would say 2 favorite versions of him would be, of course, Mark Hamill's Joker from the animated series.
That is the perfect iteration of the Joker.
Probably the definitive version overall. And movie watcher, I think the interrogation scene from The Dark Knight is one of the greatest, if not maybe probably the greatest scene in superhero movies ever.
Yeah, no, it was what a friggin' scene that was, man. Really, all their interactions, even when he has him upside down at the end of the movie by the rope, and he's like, "You wouldn't think I happened to risk the fate of Gotham in a battle with you." I love that scene as well. Okay, you got to go with a smile. Let's see. RC Robin from the fans, their picks. Number 3, Poison Ivy. Number 2, Scarecrow, great pick. And number 1, the Joker. Frankie Felix.
I like that. I like that. Who was that?
Robin, RC Robin. The Scarecrow's a really great pick because he's another character that could psychologically break him. You know, what is Batman afraid of? You know, I love that concept as well. Awesome. I love how the Penguin was portrayed in the Arkham series. That's from Kenny B. Yes, excellent. RP, Mickey Penguin. Let's see. Bane, Catwoman, and Joe Ben Swallow. Bane for number 3. Then Catwoman. Catwoman's another great pick, but I don't consider her a Batman villain. And the Joker, even though she is, I love, and I especially love the new version. When I was younger, it was the Jim Ballant version of Catwoman when she was in the purple outfit with the really big hips and the whip. That was when I was young. I love that version. My favorite version of her now, though, is with the goggles from the Arkham series. I absolutely love that outfit. I love what they're doing with her nowadays.
I think that's Jim Lee design, that outfit.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Let's see.
That was, I think that was like when he came on the series. That's like how he kind of reinvented her, and I love her look in the It's basically the same look. There's a Telltale Batman series out for the PlayStation and for Xbox. Telltale is a company that does like these choose your own adventure type stories, and if you want to just be involved in a really awesome Batman story, the first and second, you can get both of them right now for like $5 a piece, and it's hours and hours of gameplay. But it is a choose your own adventure story, and if you just want to enjoy a cool Batman story with a little bit of a twist, because it's kind of an Elseworld story, you go and you watch that, and the designs of the characters are excellent. Frankie Fearless, if you kill him, he won't learn nothing. The Riddler. Yeah, I'm surprised the Riddler wasn't mentioned. Riddler's another great. He's got the greatest rogues gallery. It's him and Spider-Man really have the greatest rogues gallery.
Oh yeah.
You know, when someone asks me who has better villains, Batman or Spider-Man, I always go with Batman, but Spider-Man's got some really good villains as well. And they're just as colorful and crazy. But Batman, no one beats Batman's rogues. And I wonder if that's what makes Batman the greatest hero. A lot of people are like, oh, Batman's the greatest hero because he's just a regular guy that hangs with the heroes and he's more relatable and he uses gadgets and all that and he's been around forever. I think it's that combined with the fact that he has such a great rogues gallery that brings out the best in him. And each different villain, he has to battle them a certain way. So the stories, although kind of repeat each other now after 70 years, they always are fresh. Like, he can't just go and crack Poison Ivy in the jaw and end it. You know, it's a woman, so he has to kind of, Batman's ruthless, and he has cracked her before, but only when she's unleashing, the plants. Like,
I'll give you another big reason Batman is so popular: costume design. Okay, because did you see the original costume design that Bob Kane came up with for Batman?
Oh God, the red with the blonde hair and the domino mask. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think Batman would have taken off at all with that.
If that was the case, right? Yeah. Well, to end the show, which we're going to end it now, but to end the show, I'm glad, Baz, because it slipped my mind that you brought up costume design for Batman. He does have all of his costume designs are great, and we all owe a big, great amount of gratitude to the unsung hero of Batman lore, Bill Finger, my hero. Bill Finger is from the Bronx. For those of you who don't know, go watch Batman and Bill. Try and find that on your Amazon Fire Stick or catch it on Hulu. It is an excellent, excellent documentary. And the documentary opens up with Stan Lee having a conversation with Bob Kane. And it goes to show you how similar those two guys are. And I want to leave it at that. I don't want to bring any negativity into this podcast because it's been a very uplifting one. We haven't had any RIPs this week. But it goes to show you that it's a very sad documentary about how the creator of Batman kind of disappeared into obscurity. And we all owe it all to a man by the name of Bill Finger. So go watch Batman and Bill. He's the reason why we love Batman, folks. He's the reason why we got Batman. Baz, any closing statements for the week?
No.
All right, great. Well, that wraps it up here, the Red Cup Review. So I want to join everybody for watching with us and sticking with us. We had We did not break a record this week. We hit 12 viewers, but we had a nice amount of viewers to stick with us throughout the entirety. I'm glad you guys joined us. Please make sure you like the video, share the video, get more people to come and join us. This way we can expand these chats, because if the chat room just stays with us, as awesome as it is, we got to get more people in here to get more ideas brewing. A rising tide lifts all boats. Thank you, Bob Kane. Thank you, everybody. Bob Kane. Yeah. Thank you, kind of Bob Kane. Thank you, Bill Finger. Thanks, Baz, for joining us, and everybody else. Baz, don't go anywhere. We'll see you next week, guys. On the next episode of the Red Cup Review, we will have a guest next week. Our next week's guest should be a man by the name of Nick Nack's Plastic Planet. He's another YouTuber up and coming name in the YouTube world, and he'll be joining us. He's an ex-radio show host. He's an ex-stand-up comedian. He's got a great voice and a great mind for this stuff, and he hates the new version of Star Wars, as does Baz. And you know how much I love the new version of Star Wars, so you get to tune in next week and watch both of these guys verbally abuse me for an hour, okay? So that ought to be fun. So thanks for joining, everybody. Peace signs. Awesome podcast guys. I tried to get friends, but they were sleeping. Yes, everyone's afraid. This is another thing. Should we do the podcast earlier? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comment on this video after it goes live. For those that are watching, should we drop the time down from 10 o'clock to 9 o'clock? I really can't go any earlier than that. I don't think we should, but I'm going to stick with Saturday nights. If 9 o'clock is better, we may consider dropping it an hour. However, I do like keeping it in the 10 o'clock time slot. It seems to be working pretty well. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and peace out. We'll see you next week with Nick Nack's Plastic Planet. This has been Rob Ranks and the Red Cup Review.
Peace. In the Middle East.